Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Great Pendragon Campaign Prologue. We're still in year 483. We have the marriage of Count Roderick tonight. That is what we do. My name is Bob, and we'll just roll down the list here, go over the cast real quick, and we'll get started. Thomas.
Well, yeah. I'm Thomas. Hello. I'll be playing Sir Goratrix.
Mark.
Hello, I'm Mark. I'm the reason we're starting so late, and I shall be playing Sir Edward.
You're all good, man. And Liam.
You're only half the reason, because I also kept us talking about comic books forever. Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I'm playing Sir Dalan of Durnford, and I'm going to keep it real short today.
All right. We're going to dive in, but let's take some time to explore a couple of new things that we're going to be dealing with, because some things have changed since you returned. Namely, we're going to do some work on y'all Squires. So let's do that. We have not really played with the Squire mechanic too much, or we started it and then kind of stopped. We're going to do a little bit more right now. So we're going to start with... let's start with the update to CAD file. Mark's brother from another mother. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Apparently he shaved off the beginning of the episode, so I'll just go ahead and just recount. Tonight we're going over the marriage of Count Roderick. We have with us Thomas, Mark, and Liam. And I'm Bob, the GM. We're going to get started on what is now episode 20. Not sure why it took so long to do that. Maybe we're having some technical difficulties. Thomas might need a proactive dance. Yes.
Let us keep away the gremlins.
All right. The reason I wanted to talk about Cadfile first is because he is an active character already. Someone we've had on screen. As far as making him interesting, we're going to give him a little bit more... We're going to flesh him out a little bit right now, Mark. Tell me what you would have focused on for Cadfile.
Let's see. In what regard particularly? Like
Teaching
strengths?
him, coaching him. What would have been your biggest focus, your primary focus?
I think Edward's main focus as a teacher and also as a knight is how to hold yourself well in combat. He'd probably focus a little bit more on a defensive style for Cadfile, but teaching him how to fight and defend himself would definitely be a top priority.
So it would have been...
For Edward, that needs to be a knight.
So a sword? Is that safe to say? That
Yeah.
would have been the focus?
Sword is safe to say, yeah.
Cadfile is not... We've established that he's not the most martial of people, but he will grow in accordance. Why don't you go ahead and give me a 2d6 plus 6 roll?
Alright.
And in your sheet, there's going to be a little Squire section, I believe. I just confirm that.
There
For
it
Edward.
is.
Where you're going to fill out some of this.
Yeah. An entourage.
I can't wait for Mark to get to me for
14.
Ricker can go just... All right, so where do you want to find his corpse?
Sword is 14, and I don't remember whether he's 17 or 18 years old right now, but he's one of the two. He was 15 when you got him, but I can't remember if that was 481 or 480.
I think he's 17 now. I haven't.
We'll write 17 for now. Then we can go back through the logs and determine whether or not.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of having records.
It's the advantage of having Rickerix.
All right.
Alright.
Okay, you get that? You get that?
Yep.
What about a passion. Is there anything? What would you have emphasized to him?
Edward would, as always, emphasize family as, the kind of the classic. We are grateful for what our family has given us. Bastard kind of mentality, but it's probably not too hard to tell that Edward is a little iffy about it himself. But it's what he would try and teach Cadfael in the hopes of giving him a better chance at surviving in this world.
Hey, why don't you roll your passion?
Okay.
This is not a test of passion. You're not trying to invoke your passion. We're just testing your passion.
Alright, so rolling family.
Yep.
Family. Oh, success.
All right. You will be successful with that, so you can go ahead and do the same thing. 2d6 plus 6. Family.
Ooh, 9.
Okay, well, you know.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have been much
It
better.
wasn't for your lack of teaching, right? So that's what we determined with that roll. It wasn't for your lack of teaching. It was his own. That means he's got his own hang up. It's informative. So if you want to record that in, I don't know if there's, you can just throw it in skill if there's not a way to add a
skill. I don't really have a way to add anything to this. It's very limited, this Squire section.
It's okay. You can just. And then what about, do you have any famous virtues or vices right now?
Famous is it 16 and above?
16 and above, yeah.
He has famous vengeful.
All right. I think, and then do you have anything close to that? What's your highest virtue?
The other one would be valorous.
Valorous?
That's the same as any other knight. It's 15.
Why don't you counter test those two? And
Okay.
we'll determine what Cadfael's picked up.
Oh, vengeful failed. And valorous succeeded.
All right, so 2d6 plus 6.
11.
Sounds like Cadfael.
Yeah.
Again, not for your lack of teaching.
Yeah.
And he's got a few years to go, so it's
Yeah.
not necessarily
He's
a
got
problem.
time.
He's still a boy.
He's a bit of a soft boy.
Yeah.
A soft boy.
All right. For the two of you, you are getting assigned new squires. So we're going to go over to Goratrix first. Let me find the one I had here. I think that's him. Let me just.
Oh, hello, Goratrix. It's me, Perrin. How are you doing, sir?
This is.
Goratrix, Perrin became Timmy from Jiminy Cricket story.
Yes, good eye.
Perrin was my squire, and he was a great squire.
But not a crit. Well, yeah.
He was a critical squire.
He was
the
most.
OG
Yeah, that's
critical
why
squire.
I stopped.
Yeah.
Right, it's multitasking. All right, so Thomas, this is Edith. Eiddef.
Eiddef. Edith.
He's from Lambert County.
Mm-hmm.
Edith
from Lambert County.
He is 15. He has a forgiving of 14.
Well, that's good.
A lazy of 16.
That's very bad.
In honor of 17.
That's nice.
And he's got folklore at 13.
Lazy of 15, forgiving of 14?
Lazy of 16, forgiving of 14. honor of 17, folklore of.
It won't let me add more skills to this.
No, it's only got.
No, you'd have to open another one. Yeah, it's only got 3.
Yeah.
Or you can put 2 together, whatever you want to do for that.
Yeah. Honor of 16 or 17?
17.
Honor of 17 and
Folklore 13.
folklore of 13. Alright, cool. We are going to have to beat that lazy out of him with a lot of early morning exercise.
All right. Last but not least, we have Gwegon. Gwegon.
So Dalan's getting Qui-Gon?
Yeah, right. And just wanted to confirm Liam's with us still.
I am still here. Yes.
Okay. So
Gwegon.
yeah, you're gonna record Gwegon in your sheet.
Gwegon.
He's from Silchester County.
Silchester.
Your neighbors. Your favorite neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those guys, right? No. Silchester.
He has
Right.
a generous of 11.
Oh. And then you just hit the add on the skills there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're gonna run out of space, so just fill it out however you can, as long as the words are plugged in somewhere on that sheet, so we can look it up.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. Because there's the second page of the Knight's Entourage. The Knight's Entourage is the one that we're filling this in here. Gotcha. Okay. Gwegon. Okay. Silchester
County.
Chester. Okay. And then
He has a generous of 11.
generous of 11.
Suspicious of 15.
Mm.
Generous. Suspicious 15.
Hospitality 16.
Hospitality. Oh dear. Hospitality 15.
Hospitality 16.
Hospitality 16.
Singing of 13.
Hey, nice.
Hey,
Not
dope.
bad.
And then singing 15.
13.
13, sorry. Okay, cool. So I've got hospitality, singing, generous, and suspicious.
Yeah, you bet.
Cool.
All right, that covers that off. Now
What age is he, sir?
he is 17.
17. What a lad. What a
You
lad.
know what I mean?
So his squire skill would be 17 then, yes?
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to figure out where the king is for this royal wedding, or for this wedding. This is Roderick and his entourage traveling to wherever this is. Can I get someone to give me a roll? Let me just count the number. I'm pretty sure it's a D20. It is a D20. Can I get one D20 roll from?
I got it.
To do this. Okay, you got it.
Ha! Beat you to it. Oh no!
Beat me to the punch.
Probably
Through
should have
sheer
left.
force of
1D.
sheer force of lag.
1D, bam. 16, Mr. Bob.
16. Okay, so 16 tells us that we are traveling to Silchester. Good times. Now I need someone else to roll a second D20.
I'll do this.
Go do it.
Silchester's where my Squires,
Another
bro.
16.
Wow.
Another 16 brings us to Silchester Civitas, Senate of Silchester.
Oh.
An interesting place.
Silchester, Summerland. Silchester is to our southwest, yes?
To your immediate.
Oh no, to our north.
Yeah.
Northeast.
What is the Vale?
Yes.
can you state your question in the form of an answer? What?
No, it's the Vale. The Duke of the Vale is the Duke of Silchester.
What is?
So your fief holder is the actual Senate of Silchester City itself.
Cool.
And that'll be where we're having this feast that we want.
Right.
So I just want to remind you, if you feel overloaded on feast, you guys said you were cool with it.
Correct.
No responsibility.
Yeah, we're down. We're down. We're good.
Bob, I want another feast after this. I'm not kidding.
We won't completely exhaust the audience. There's another important piece to this.
Look at that. You've got so many little drop downs for these tokens. Very good.
Duke Ulfius.
That's like one step away from like Lord Malbad.
Are you seeing Ulfius on the?
Under Silchester specific, yes.
Okay, down there.
Yeah.
Is Perrin here?
Yes. You all.
Oh my god!
Your secondary characters will be here to observe. We're not going to focus on them because it could get really
convoluted,
unfocused. Yeah, but they will get 20 glory for witnessing the. Assuming this is a successful marriage of Count Roderick, they'll get experience or glory for that.
Yeah.
So they're on the floor, but that's just like noting they're here. So are your 3 squires. They too are on the floor, but we're just rolling for you 3. Aside from that, it's all the major players of Salisbury are present. Some regular figures of Silchester, which makes sense. That's this table here, and Ulfius is also present. Who I haven't added his shield yet. Lady Ellen is here for the wedding, and so is Count Roderick. So the ceremony itself, there isn't too much to add about the ceremony. I think, is there anything you guys want to explore? The ceremony itself. Anything you want to take away or observe or participate in? By that I mean ceremony and then the feast, right? Would happen.
So long as Roderick doesn't die or get hurt by assassins, I think Goratrix is just perfectly happy to just enjoy the festivities and the people. If there is an assassin, he's going to be beheading them.
Understood. What about you, Liam? Anything you wanted to do with the specific at the ceremony? Anything that Dalan would have wanted to cover?
There are 2 specific things. The big one, of course, being I think we're all a little on edge about assassins. Dalan would like to stick close to Roderick if he'll allow it, given recent events, and just kind of keep an eye out on things. The other thing, though, is I think Dalan's keeping an eye out for Lady Violet as well to see how she's doing, and I might use a feast round for that if you'd prefer to speak to her at some point.
Okay. What would you be looking for specifically when you say see how she's doing? Is there anything you're trying to ascertain?
Yes. I'd like to see her general mood state in terms of like, does it seem like she's worried about something here, or is she like present, or is she elsewhere?
Got it. Okay, go ahead and give me. Let's do an awareness roll.
All right, it's my family's specialty. Am I still above the salt? That don't look right to me.
Oh, we're not.
It's not a feast. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, we're not at the feast yet.
8 out of 15 success.
8 out of 15. All right. She is present. She's
here.
She seems to be playing you're not sensing anything out of the ordinary with her, but she's also one of the people that would be harder to read. She's mingling with the bigwigs in both Salisbury and Silchester, and of course the royal court itself, which is following around the king as he gets. The reason the king is here is he roams around for half of the season or half of the year, collecting taxes. Effectively, that's you meet with your vassals and you take their money.
That's the best part of being king, aside from the war.
Yes, Uther's favorite. So, aside from that, a couple of names you guys are familiar with. Onions here, so is Brinley.
I like one of those two names.
What about Edward? Is there anything Edward wanted to ascertain out of the actual wedding ceremony itself?
I think for Edward, not really. He's got a lot of stuff on his mind at the moment, so he probably looks a little distracted. But he partakes in the parts he is meant to partake in. A bit of light conversation during the wedding, watching quietly, but mostly just keeping to himself.
Goratrix's biggest thing would be if there are people from Humble Creek Manor here. He would like to deal with matters as best a person like Goratrix can. But if not, he will stew.
How would you like to do that? Would you like to look for faces you're familiar with? Would you like to look for heraldry, or would you like to look for other faces you might recognize? So in other words,
he's mostly going to be looking for faces. He's like, who's staring daggers at me and Edward, and do they look like the people who yelled at us?
Okay. So if it's those direct couple of people that you can literally call out by name, that would be awareness. If you're looking for anyone that might have been part of the castle that you remember, that's recognize.
Yeah. Awareness is much better, even if I don't expect to find anyone.
Okay.
It's more in line with Goratrix's values. 16 of 10, a failure.
Okay.
There are lots of people.
Goratrix
is bad with faces.
What we will say, though, because you didn't fumble, you're not confident one way or the other that you know what I mean? Like, you're not sure that they're not here. You just haven't found anyone yet.
Indeed.
Right, let's go ahead and do that appearance roll then, and see how well you do coming into this feat.
Okay.
Can't help but notice that a certain somebody doesn't seem to be invited. But all three of us, including the bastard, were invited. So take that. 3 out of 14 success.
3 of 12.
12 of 10.
Oh no!
You were on a hot streak. This is
I
just
was.
yeah.
All right, so near the salt for 2 and below the salt for Edward, right?
Yep.
By,
Easiest to recall this.
By 2, I mean you two, not the duo.
We'll beat them. We'll beat them away.
Also here, by the way, part of the royal.
I mean, of course.
Poor Edward. He can't have a good time
Can't catch
at
a
a feast.
break. Yeah.
No, he really can't. But...
He had a fairly good time last time, insofar as one can.
Did he?
Well,
do terribly.
It wasn't terrible. In fact, he got
relatively.
amazing geniality. Yeah.
Yeah, but is
He
like
almost
is being
started
cool the
courting
same as having fun? You know, like
It's cooler than being cool.
ice cold. Oh.
Now that you're at the feast, if there's anyone you want to particularly look out for, I'll give you probably more of a recognized role at this point.
Is the man here? The one we don't like. Is he here?
You have to be more specific.
The man we don't like.
People.
There's one in particular. Is our good friend Jareth here?
Recognized role, sir.
Oh, I recognize that bastard anywhere though. Let me see here. Is this gonna be my action, or is it just a check?
No, this is a
Cool.
pre-check.
Cool. And we have no starting genealogy. Is that correct?
That's
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. All right. Cool.
Start gaining until
That is a 7 out of 4 failure. So
Uh,
if he's here, I'm having a good time because I don't know.
It's a
Woo!
busy feast. Yeah.
Really quick though, I just want to say, Liam, that was so vague. We don't like so many people.
All right, correction.
Oh.
Dalan only dislikes 2 people, and both of them are your guys' enemies, not mine.
I
So
will say, as soon as Liam said that, I knew exactly who Liam was talking about. I was like, I know who exactly that fucker.
We had a similar problem in your vampire game. What do you know of our enemies? Which ones?
Yes,
the fanatical
one?
ones.
fanatical ones.
Yeah, that's
Try
it.
again.
Yeah,
Again,
which ones?
Let's keep elaborating until we get to we get this narrowed down. Need better search criteria here. Too many return results. Any other recognized roles anyone else would like to take? So, Dalan has. You got one if you want it.
I'm happy where Goratrix is. No, wait, hold on. I'm going to look for that person from... Where was it? It had a Latin name. I'm going to look for the person who people are accusing of trying to kill Count Roderick.
Okay.
Now, Thomas forgot his name, but Goratrix probably wouldn't.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Goratrix probably wouldn't.
I'm pretty
Let's see
sure.
how bad your roll is. If you get a 20,
19 of 4. That's not a botch, but
19's
that's so,
not any
so
worse
close.
than a 5, so you're good.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think for Edward, he's going to see if there's any members of the Humble Creek family here.
Recognize their
Specifically
heraldry.
looking for heraldry.
Got it.
He's focusing on heraldry. He
Ah,
doesn't
smart
care
boy.
who, he's looking for them.
Smart man.
Play the game. Crit!
Yay, nice.
I don't know how that happened, but it did.
All right. So a crit is good because it's going to give your whole squad stuff. So
Hell yeah.
the answer is yes,
Excuse me.
but I can't seem to pull up the right name for the person for some reason. Try again.
Whenever I can't remember the name of an NPC, I always assign them a temporary Todd status.
No, I remember the name, but I can't pull up the token for some. Sir Avery, the son, is here,
Oh, Perrin's tight with him.
and his boy, Jareth, is also present.
Oh, for
With him,
fuck's
yeah.
sake. This guy, this fucking
So,
guy.
What was the actions during a feast? It was like feast, card, murder.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's a backstab. Is that one poison?
Can I take the feast action, but can I take it on a person? Can I
Right.
eat their heart?
There's another. I'm gonna give Mark one other thing. It doesn't look like they're communicating in any way, but sitting beside Jareth is Sir Fabius, who was would be of interest to Thomas. So Sir Blaine specifically is not here, but his agent, the one that was sent to go talk to Uther, is here.
Okay.
So that answers all three. The crit got you an answer to all three of your questions.
Yeah.
So why don't we cut to your characters? Give you a second to maybe discuss this as the feast is, as you're entering the feast and you're seeing these things. We'll cut to Edward, who picks up all three of these pieces of information.
Yeah.
Goratrix blissfully unaware, just like. And then I said, well, if you want to sleep in until 7 a.m., then you've got to pick a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dalan's like not paying attention, looking at like around for suspicious persons.
Edward just nods and goes, "Wait, what are you talking about?"
We've got a new squire and stuff.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I have to say, so far, I have been relatively impressed with Gwegon. He's been fine.
No, likewise, mine has a good heart, just lazy.
Lazy
I-
squire.
I feel that Gwegon might be too similar to me in some ways. It makes it somewhat difficult.
Is that so?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that's a negative. You're a wonderful person.
Yes, and also in some ways specifically, I think my strengths are also weaknesses.
Hmm.
Forgive me, my voice is somewhat harmed this evening as well. And I think it might be leftover from the injuries.
Nice diegetic use of injury.
Thank you.
Let's see what's on the menu tonight, boys.
Crunch.
Ooh.
Herb fritters. Look at
Herb
this,
fritters.
Bob. What is this? What are you
Cool.
doing?
That's a very cool API.
It didn't quite work the way it was supposed to, but that's okay. We'll
I
fix
mean,
that
we got
later.
the third course. That's all we need. Herb
Yeah.
fritters. Let's do it.
Right.
Herb
First,
fritters.
I can roll the random table itself. Let's see, without doing any.
My
That's what I
favorite
get for trying
course.
to change it.
It's such a good course that you skip
The
over the
first
number 1 and
course
2.
is.
Porpoise and peas.
Porpoise and peas.
It
Where'd they get
rhymes, so it
porpoise
must
from?
taste. Must taste good.
Freshwater dolphins.
No! Oh, no! Oh no! I can't say no properly. My voice is so fucked up, but I'm trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder who else is going to be here.
By the looks of it, a few people that we know quite well.
Well, yes, I suppose. I see Lady Elizabeth, and of course Sir Brinley's here. Do you mean someone more specific?
Yes, I have spotted the acting lord of Humble Creek.
Instantly, Goratrix's genial smile turns into a worried frown.
Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. Look who he's seated next to.
Yay. Goratrix turns his head and instantly, when spotting, just goes, "Oh, fuck. This guy."
Oh, fuck. Who's he seated next to?
Jareth.
That's really bad. Wait, who is it?
Oh,
terrible.
Jareth. Jareth is the guy. I thought we were talking about Jareth. This is in character. I thought we were talking about Jareth this whole time. Is Jareth not acting lord?
No,
No, not
well,
Humble
he
Creek.
is lord of his house.
Right.
Yeah, by
It's
inheriting.
different house.
Right. Got you. So the other one. Oh.
He's
No.
acting lord because his
Yes,
father's not actually
that's
dead.
right. Because you two are on. I'm right. I understand now.
Yes. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I've been in and out of a fever for most of that situation, so it was somewhat difficult to keep track. Have you come to a solution with that, by the way?
Not as such, not yet, but
Oh,
we are on the
great.
path to peaceful resolution, we believe. Maybe.
Hopefully, there was an
The two of you?
opportunity tonight.
That's the
Why
best
is that
reaction.
so hard to believe?
Well, normally I'm the one who's fighting for the peaceful resolution, and also the one having to hold you two back from the quickest and simplest path, which is immeasurable violence. So I have to admit, it is somewhat shocking to find you take that path regardless.
These people aren't enemies. They have a grievance, and I would prefer not to kill my own countrymen.
Also,
If at
I
all
can-
possible.
Also, I can assure you, my violence is quite miserable.
Oh, that's a good one. You should save that. You should remember that one and actually say it to
I felt
whoever.
very clever when I thought
It
of that
was
one,
it
to
was
be
very
honest.
good. Have you been practicing?
Yeah,
or
it was
is that
nice.
Yes, I have. Just had
That's
to do a
good.
bit more.
That's good.
Is there a
Shouldn't have.
class that you guys go to for witty bon mots?
Well, I think I get it from my mother, and Edward, I suppose, just has natural latent born talent.
I ask because I legitimately do want to know. Like, I think all my family have one and they just don't tell me.
Oh, I see. Well, I suppose if you'd like, we can, in our letters, we can keep ending them with practice. We can try to say the most intimidating and witty line to each other in general to cap off the letter. I think that sounds fun.
It's actually not
Yes,
a
that
terrible
does
idea.
sound good.
All right. That seems like a good
Practicing our witty
transition
repartee.
into round one.
Indeed.
We're gonna start with, I think Goratrix had the highest glory, right?
Maybe.
That's how we tie
I
break
believe so.
for who goes
Yeah,
first.
my glory is 3,284.
And you're not counting this year's yet, right?
No.
All right. I'm pretty sure that's first. Why don't you go ahead and declare your action for round one of the feast?
Well, there is... this is a 3-round feast, right?
Correct.
So, Goratrix does at some point want to make contact with the acting lord, Sir Every. However, he's not going to do it right now when he and 2 enemies of the state, well, 1 enemy of him and 1 enemy of the state possibly, are next to each other. So at the moment, I'm going to draw a couple of feast cards.
And a reminder that Sir Every is the heir to the house, not the
Yes, acting lord.
He's
Hero-
not actually the lord.
Sir
Because I
Hero
think
is the
his-
lord.
Yeah. Chance encounter. A lady asks for your help. What role is this? Succeed. You offer the lady sage advice on her problem and she remains at your side. Gain the appropriate trait, passion, or skill. Keep this card. As long as you keep it, gain +1 geniality per round. Great deeds. Several knights ask you to tell of your great deeds. Modest versus proud. If modest wins, I gain 5 glory. If proud wins, I can roll orate and get either 10 glory there or nothing. Or if I fumble, I get -4 geniality.
Ooh.
The light switched off.
No?
Anyway,
Thomas has gone
I'm
dark.
That's exciting.
going dark. Going dark. Hold on. Let me... There we go. Slightly better. I might go with a chance encounter, but I'm mostly curious, what does succeed mean in this case?
I think... Oh god.
Well, it says you offer the lady sage advice, so it's like almost like assuming that you. Oh wait, that says success, doesn't
I
it?
think...
There's no.
Yeah. There's no roll.
I think it's if you manage to keep it by the end.
No, I think
It
there
says
is.
gain the appropriate trait, passion, or skill, which makes me think you get to choose, or the storyteller would choose.
Which one are we talking about? The chance encounter or great deeds?
Yeah, chance encounter.
Success. You succeed. You offer the lady sage advice on her problem and she remains at your side. Gain the appropriate trait, passion, or a skill check. Then keep this card. Or then keep this card.
yeah.
As long as
I
you
like
keep
Mark's explanation because it doesn't say success, it says succeed. So I think like maybe at the end I gain a tick and an appropriate passion or skill. If I manage to hold on to it.
It's almost like if you don't.
Oh, I see the problem. There's no roll listed on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I take
I
it
think
just
in
because
this
it's an
case-
enigma.
You gonna take it?
Yeah. Chance encounter.
So what
so
is Goratrix doing at the beginning of this? Like, so he's near the salt. Is he just eating some porpoise and peas, or what is he doing?
He is absolutely digging into the porpoise and peas. He's looking around for people that he knows, waiting to see if there's like someone that he's familiar with that's alone and wants conversation. And he's also like occasionally flitting his eyes over to the area of the terrible trio, just waiting to see if there's any breaking in that formation. But otherwise, he's hanging around, just ready, alert. It's the beginning of the feast. Anything can happen.
Give me a second. I've got an idea, but it's not quick, so I have to think about it for a second.
Of course.
It's not coming quick to me, but I love the idea because we haven't seen enough of her yet, and it's going to be Lady Ellen. Actually.
Ooh.
So
Lady Ellen is the wife, right? Or
Yeah,
rather, the prospective wife?
the wife
Okay.
as of
a few minutes ago.
a few minutes ago. Yeah.
I am going to be executed. Let's do this. I'm having some troubles with my husband. What do you think you should do? Well, I don't quite recognize your
worry.
face, but
Have
I
you
can beat
tried
him up
fighting
if you
him?
like.
Have you
Yes,
tried
exactly.
fighting him?
It's nothing like that. I'll say.
It's gonna be wonderful.
What is Goratrix known for? What is his highest?
His highest things
Virtue.
are energy, valor, sword, size, generosity, and battle and horsemanship. But probably size and or sword and or energy.
Oh, okay. I got something. So you hear a voice. You hear it, and it's coming from behind you. It says, "Excuse me, Sir Knight." The crowd around you is broken up, and Roderick's mingling with the king and Ducal Fierce at the moment. You recognize the voice because you heard it earlier today, but you're like, why? Why do I notice? And then you turn around, and your countess is standing behind you with a bright smile. She is like very beautiful. I think she's appearance 21 or 22 or something.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
Is that superhuman?
No. It's very common. Think of
It's
like
supermodel.
It would be like Guinevere. Lady Guinevere would be up
Gotcha.
there. She's just under Guinevere, basically.
But yes, Goratrix, as he turns around, his eyes instantly widen as he realizes he has a mouthful of peas as he is addressing his future countess and the wife of his liege lord, and he goes, "Lady Ellen, it's an honor to speak with you."
She looks like she's studying your heraldry for a moment, and she says, "Winterborn Gunnet?"
Not quite. Winterborn Stoke. The yellow flower.
Please forgive me. Very new to Salisbury. It will take me a bit of time to really wrap my head around things.
There's absolutely no need to apologize. Even seasoned veterans confuse the two.
And seasoned veterans, you have many of them, it seems.
That we do. We have gone through many trials, and we have good sword arms.
I must admit that it's a bit intimidating looking around this side of the table to see such glory and honor seated beside my new lord husband. I want to do Salisbury justice. I don't wish to just be Roderick's lady. I want my name to be understood. I want to be respected, but I know that only comes gaining the respect sincerely, not being thrust into the role that You're a knight, notable one at that. What would you say would be the right way to earn your peers' trust in Salisbury?
Well, the way I did it is perhaps difficult for a noble lady. I hit things with swords.
I fucking knew you were gonna say fighting. I fucking knew it.
But
she frowns and she starts to go, does that mean then that I've got to be good with sword then to earn their respect?
No, of course not. Merely a jest, my lady.
there's also a spear and
yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. You got to be good with a bow. You got to be good at putting on armor quickly. But no, he says no. Merely a jest, my lady. It is simply put, people like to be understood, I suppose. Once you understand their house, and simply knowing that there is glory and honor in their house, and being able to point to specifics, knights like that. It's very good for us. We are nothing if not incredibly proud of those who have come before, of those who have built the foundations of our houses. Our families mean a great deal.
I've seen many a knights point to their glory, their duties on the battlefield, and I hear them throw around the name honor. How would you say one would show their honor? How does a knight represent such a untouchable concept?
A knight is defined, to my mind, by the oaths that they swear, and they do it in many different directions, to their family, to their lord, to themselves, to their people. Walking that line can be tricky at times, but a knight is beholden first and foremost to their lord in the service that they can give to their betters. If you wish to look at the most honorable among us, it is those who, perhaps even at the expense of their own personal honor, do what they can for Count Roderick. In fact, Sir Dalan, just a few months ago, was incredibly injured defending him.
Then, to be the Lady of Salisbury, to be the Lady of Sarum, I have to show them. I have to show you that I care for you the way you might care for your own subjects.
Yes, I would say precisely that. It is not the place of the subject to look to their rulers and think, are they worthy of following? But it is really nice to have it happen. Believe you me.
So go ahead and what's your honor, Passion?
My honor is 15.
Okay. Go ahead and test that for me, Rob.
I don't want to fail. I didn't. 9 of 15. I succeed.
So she seems to be put at ease by your comments, sincerity of it, and she smiles at you and says, "Thank you, Goratrix, Sir Goratrix."
It was my pleasure, Lady Ellen.
And just a reminder to folks, she's only a late teen at this point, so she's
Oh, honey.
yeah, still trying to. I mean, Cadfile's older than her, just to put that in perspective. So, let's go ahead and you can tick that as go ahead and tick honor, and also
honor is already ticked for me.
Yeah, your card's considered success.
Yeah.
Honor was ticked
boy.
from. This is the problem with a long year, is that you end up with.
Yeah, a lot of ticks.
I will also allow you then tick generosity.
Oh, thank you. It is ticked.
Perfect.
All right, beautiful. Thanks very much.
No problem. We get to move on to Dalan from there.
Dalan's turn to do Dalan stuff. So, Lady Violet, I'd like to speak with her, if that is at all possible. I know she's kind of up there, but I'd like to get around to it if I can.
She is not. She's not above the salt, so you're okay. She's near the salt.
Perfect. Yeah. Then Dalan will kind of make their way over. Dalan's still feeling the pain a little bit here, but they'll make their way over and go, Lady Violet.
She turns. She was just having a mild discussion with somebody. It doesn't matter. Yeah. She turns to Dalan. Oh, Sir Dalan.
You'll forgive me if I steal you away for just a moment.
Of course. This
Wonderful.
can wait. And she smiles back at the person she was talking to and waves. Starts off with you.
Dalan will thank the person that is holding for now as well. Dalan will go. I recently received word from Sir Goratrix that he found union with you somewhat unlikely in present events. May I ask what changed? Forgive me if it's a sensitive
Yeah.
subject.
She just looks at you for a moment and says, Humble Creek changed everything.
Yes, I imagine it did. It was unfortunate that I was not around to keep those two out of trouble, but I wouldn't wish to presume to advise you. I don't wish to do that, but I've served with Sir Goratrix and Sir Edward for a very long time now, and, well, Goratrix is, in many ways, a very simple man, and I believe that simplicity can be a strength and a weakness. He's somebody who has a very strong bond to family and to those who have earned his loyalty, and sometimes that can make his decisions complicated, more complicated than he's comfortable with. I won't say how I think that you should address the situation, as you're doing the best that you can, and most likely what is right for you and your family. But I will say that he's a good man with a good heart, and that he cares very deeply for you. It was obvious to me that he was somewhat saddened, but understanding. I'm not sure what purpose I came to serve here by telling you, but I felt that it was worthwhile to make sure that you understood how much he sacrificed by being honest with you about his certainty that Edward was innocent, of course.
Go ahead and give me an intrigue roll, because we didn't actually test intrigue for you coming into it.
Yeah. All right. I got a 16. Let's hope this goes well for me. Oh, boys.
I want to thank Dalan so much for this. Liam. Dalan is doing more for Goratrix's political life than Goratrix has ever done.
Let me ask this, Bob. Everybody, should I roll my passion for friendship with Goratrix here?
Ooh.
It's a 15, so it's likely to succeed, but if it don't...
You may actively do so. It will affect the rest of your...
What do you think, Goratrix, Edward, Mark, Thomas? What's the vibe?
One of us. I think it will be extremely thematically appropriate. If it fails, things get nasty, though.
Well, it's not super high, though, right? Like, it's only a 15?
Oh, that's right.
If
it's just a 15,
it's
then...
not really a negative, unless you botch.
Unless I botch.
Yeah, he's not going to run off going, I need to go to my quiet place. There's not going to be like that.
I just like Goratrix so much, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Throws a glass of wine in Lady Violet's face.
I'm going to do it. I'm gonna roll the passion. All
right, let's do it.
That is a 12 out of 15 success for the passion.
Okay, and that gives you, is it a +5 for a 15?
I believe it's a +5 if you don't crit, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I have a brief request. As you say, Goratrix is a simple man. Can we just have above the din of the conversation saying to Lady Ellen, well, I'd fight them.
Well, I'd fight them. Yeah, none of us know who said it and where, but I got a 6 out of 20.
Okay. You get the impression that Lady Violet, even coming into this, something happened. You're not sure what happened in Humble Creek, but it seems to be a mixed bag for Goratrix. something must have happened where Goratrix has actually won her over, and it's like a mixture of that and disappointment.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much did Goratrix regale to Dalan about the events, not obviously not that event, but the other events that took the naked.
Pretty much everything.
Oh, that's a story you can't go. You can't untell. Like you can't not
exactly. You can't hold that in. Not only is he proud of pretty much every moment after he left the bedroom, it's.
Yeah, because
he might even secretly be proud of some of the moments inside the bedroom, like before the baby stuff.
Sure. Before all of that stuff.
There was a particular unsafe scene with Violet, right? And
yes.
I believe it was Goratrix who fought his way in there.
He did. Hearing the scream, Goratrix picked up his sword and shield and nothing else, and fought his way past the big boss, past a couple of people, knocking a couple of ones to the ground like bowling pins, charging in fully naked, and going, "You okay?" After having beheaded the lead Saxon.
And then he went back into the fighting after that too.
He went back into the fighting. He went back into the fighting and tried to save the life of Perrin's master.
So Dalan has a high intrigue, and you have that passion for Goratrix. You would imagine Goratrix, what stood out to him. You know him well. He told you the whole story, and he really focused on the fighting parts. But there was probably a real strong link, when someone saves your life, right? When someone comes to you, not to overdo the whole damsel in distress, but it was a particularly bad situation when someone comes to your aid.
Yeah,
matters.
Dalan's gonna try to mention that without also like regaling the awful part of that memory as well. But Dalan just go. He told me the story of that evening as well, and some of the exploits of the night, the martial ones. But the way he tells it, and he is, in my experience, in most of the ways that matter, an honest man. I believe him when he says that he saved lives, and he fought very honestly for them.
Yes, he did all those things. You're not wrong. But what does any of that matter with the way he soiled that night?
Dalan kind of leans back for a moment and goes, Lady Violet, were you there when Roderick was attacked in the river, yes?
She nods.
And did you perhaps notice that I was rather grievously injured in that fight as well?
I remember after. Especially, yes.
Does that seem like avoiding the question? Or like is that a strong implication that she was one of the ones who was clued into the situation with Dalan?
Oh,
that's kind of the thing that Dalan's looking for with that question.
Okay, so you're trying to understand that.
Yeah, without giving it away, obviously Dalan's trying to see like, hey, do you understand my situation?
Yeah. Yeah, most certainly.
Gotcha. Dalan will kind of like lean back and go, I'm sure you can understand then how I could understand how sometimes situations can prompt a little. Things can be quite complicated. We're meant to follow a code and we follow it the best that we can, but sometimes the lines blur and they get hazy, and what's right can seem a little bit more distant than it would first appear. I believe and I trust that Goratrix will somehow find the right thing to do in all of this situation, and he'll try to find it for everyone who's affected. But as I said, it's hard for an honest man to find the most honest path sometimes.
She looks at you and says, "Are you all right?"
Yes, I'm fine. I'm actually feeling quite comfortable. Injuries aside. Forgive me for interrupting your conversation and bringing it to darker tones, but I only felt that it was worth saying, at the very least.
She nods with that. She's definitely lost in thought. She says, "I enjoy our conversation, sir. Thank you."
I do as well. Should you ever find need to discuss it further, I'd be happy to accept a letter or your company at Durnford.
I may take you up on that.
And Dalan will bow slightly and excuse themselves.
And she returns back to the conversation. All right.
Dalan is such a good friend.
Hey, you're out of my wedding. I'm not marrying you anymore. I'm breaking up with you.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. Do you want me to save your mother again?
That's fine. I'd like that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I will give you two, like the toughest part for the whole Humble Creek Manor as Dalan with the high intrigue is that there is a perceived slight against the house.
Right.
We'll go that far. That the house themselves require some sort of compensation for that slight.
Blood or money.
Anything short of it is unlikely to. It's not just about the right thing, and those are the caveats that allow them to come after it. But there's also an aspect of what
of course
a maiden is worth, valuable, like
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole thing with honor and chivalry is like those are things that are taught to keep people acting a certain way. They're not necessarily how things actually go, you know. So
especially in this era, specifically in because we are playing an Arthurian game. There is a point in the Arthurian lore where there is a true chivalry, right? And you guys can literally obtain it on your sheets.
And we're before that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Lady Violet has heard that they're working on, that Goratrix and Edward are pursuing a peaceful and, fair resolution to this. But if not, then that's Dalan's assumption anyways. I'm sure she'll hear about it. If not, maybe it'll be mentioned in one of the letters or visits. So anyway, someplace where we can talk a little bit more privately without so many people here.
All right. We'll head over to Sir Edward. Mark, your turn.
I think Sir Edward is going to take a sip of that fuck me up juice. So
Hell yeah.
I'm going to draw 2 cards. Oh, a lady flirts. I thought that said a lady's fist for a moment.
That's a different game.
That's a very different game, yeah.
Game. And queasy. Oh no. So one is a lady of the court flirts with you, or flirting. One's pretty harmless. And the other one is you feel queasy, very queasy. Con may miss one round to get some fresh air. If not, you must roll con. Failure, you are sick and depart the feast. Fumble, you throw up in the hall and are escorted out by the stewards departing the feast. How embarrassing.
One of them is way less bad than the other.
And keep in mind there is a level of knight that only gets to pull 1 card. So
yeah.
That's true, yeah.
So that cards like that have their place. But
Indeed.
I will note that Lady Ira is here, so can most
That is
certainly.
true.
I would be comfortable with it being her if you. That's where you want.
In which case, let's go that one. Let's do
Oh,
open
God.
flirts or a
Can you
lady's
imagine?
fist.
Can you imagine throwing up all over the porpoise and peas? Oh, that'd be such a bummer.
There goes our first
No.
course.
It'd be worse if
Yeah.
it were the herb fritters.
It's a good thing we started with the third course today, you guys.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so sad I
I
didn't
gotta
roll.
check on something real quick. I'll be right back. Very sorry. I'll be back instantly.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Instantly, he says. That's a bold claim. That's a very bold claim to make.
I think this is one of those scenarios where Edward is talking to somebody and Lady Ira is talking to somebody, and then you kind of both look up and you're in similar sort of presence. And every other time you've tried to talk, her uncle has been a massive block. So I think in this case, once again, there's a potential for a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
And the two of you find
Alright.
yourselves a bit away from the crowd. Do you want to? Are you just going to roll flirting?
Oh
Without
no,
modifier?
I'm going to invoke my passion
Okay.
because I've got it, so might as well. Edward is going to invoke his love of Arena.
That is my wife.
It's my wife.
That is my wife.
Alright. Let's go. Don't fail, don't fail, don't fail. Oh no! Oh no! It's a fumble.
What's that do? What's that do for you?
-2 geniality. You say something that upsets her.
No, that's not the flirt roll.
Yeah,
That's
he
my
hasn't-
passion roll.
Oh, that's the passion
Ah.
roll.
What's
That's
a
a fumble
15
and a
though?
passion.
It's a 15 passion, not a 16.
Okay,
That is true.
that's a good point. Let me quickly check what it does on a 15.
Oh,
I think
Um,
it's regular failed status.
No. If it's a fumble, it's melancholy, not madness.
Okay.
oh, she's so pretty. I'll never. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fuck it up. I just.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or bastard.
Yeah.
Here is what happens. You are in melancholy for 1d6 plus 5 days, and you lose 1 point of passion. What melancholy is, you suffer
no.
-5 to all skill, trait, and passion rolls, and you gain 25 glory.
Oh.
-5 to skill, trait, and passion rolls.
Yes.
And how long was it? What was the duration?
1d6 plus 5
1d6
days.
1d6
1d6 plus 5 days.
Okay, go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 5, Mark.
And I'll add the glory to the glory tracker.
I've got a way this is gonna play out 10 days.
10 days.
Jesus Christ.
It's okay. It's okay.
Poor buddy. He's gonna be so bummed out for some reason.
You go up to talk to her, and then you hear someone call her name, just as you're going to approach, and you actually see. Funny enough, you see. You just pull. There he is. Just want to make sure I got the right guy. You see the guy who was the drunken lout from before, from Ascalon County, the one that was bothering her earlier, and she turns and smiles and starts to talk with him. Like,
Oh.
and so maybe you're wondering if maybe she even it's one of those things, like, not to make it seem like she's power moving on you directly. This could have been she didn't see you at all, but that's not what Edward sees. Edward sees a deliberate burn. Like, hey, let me flirt with the guy who is like a terrible, has already proven he's bad news. And I don't know. I imagine that's gonna get in Edward's head somehow.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like Edward's our emo character. I don't think...
He is. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
No question.
Crawling in my skin, you know what I'm saying?
Cut my life
All right,
into
so
pieces.
what does Edward do in reaction to that? Because I imagine with melancholy, it's like there is
Mm.
some kind of scene. Is it one of those things where you turn and like you barrel over someone to get away from this without meaning to, like smash through a servant that's trying to serve more peas or something?
I think that works. Just in a huff, just turns on his heel and just immediately smacks into someone, just carrying forward.
You grab your wine glass and wander
Yeah.
away from the scene as quickly as you can.
Mm.
And
I mean,
This is
frankly, I
very
still get the
Arthurian,
role.
I just want to say.
It really is. I mean, because technically, I could do the roll, but I'm looking to roll -2.
oh, is that what it is? It can never
'Cause,
be
like, I
more.
have the
It can never be
-5.
less than 1. Why don't you roll a 1
Okay.
first? I forgot we didn't actually conclude. So why don't you roll a d20?
-2.
Just get a 1 real quick so everyone can cheer.
No, it's a failure.
Okay.
And nothing happens. Yeah, he just turns around and storms off, barreling into someone, sending a plate flying.
All right. There are a lot of people that turn and catch that. We'll say Dalan, because you're very intrigue savvy, you probably would have caught that. And we'll do the between the rounds thing. Is there anything you folks want to see or observe or notice or talk about?
Man, do I have to save another relationship today? I already did that.
Goratrix might be able to take this one, maybe.
I believe in you. Go for it.
Does Goratrix see as he's like talking with Lady Ellen Sir Edward as he walks away?
You probably can. If not, you could also see him standing in the corner, just downing his drink.
Yeah, I think that's very much it. Probably. You pick up on him, but maybe not. You saw him knock over the server.
Goratrix would like to excuse himself from Lady Ellen just for a moment and see to his friend, who seems out of sorts.
Okay. Camera pans in on the two of you.
Sir Edward, you seem to be drinking a lot. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Now, see, you managed to rhyme that with something that sounds like a scream of pain. Are you all right? I ask again, because you seem out of sorts.
No, not at all. Just remembering that. Just remembering who I am.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Edward, who you are is someone to be proud of, not someone to wait in a corner like some kind of moss.
Pride has nothing to do with it.
Then what is it about? You should not be ashamed of anything of what you are. You're a good person and a great knight. So why he gestures to you?
How much does any of that matter in reality of it? I may be a knight, but this is a game of knights. Those of fine blood carrying around like they're so self-important. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, I can't escape the circumstances of my bastard I was born, and a bastard I shall be.
Edward, bastard or no, you have done things of great renown, of glory. that have catapulted you. Wait, do we have catapults? That have launched you far and above, beyond, like, even a regular noble knight. You think Sir Jareth has ever fought alongside our prince, fighting to reach the battlements and cut off any source of escape for traitors? No, that's not nobility that gave you that. It's your skill. It's your heart.
It's because it's
People-
the only thing I have. And that he drinks again. I don't
I'm
expect
sorry
you
you
to
feel-
understand Goratrix.
No. I'm
But
not a
being-
bastard, but... Oh, continue.
Being a bastard is not as simple as an unfortunate birth. Of having partially noble blood and partially common blood. I am and will always be a nobody to the eyes of many people in this court. Many of them will not care. Many of them will never care. I'm just another hedge knight to them. I might as well be.
You know what I say to those? Fuck them. They don't know you, Edward. I do,
Yeah.
and take it from the perspective of someone who has seen you, who has fought beside you. You matter. You're more than just the circumstances of your birth, and anyone who can't see that is a fool.
Yeah. You're right. Fuck 'em. Then he kind of grinds his teeth as he's at this point now
Just
staring
glaring.
towards the former drunken lout as he
Yes.
seems newly found in his just wrath towards this person.
Oh
Now,
god.
Here's the thing. Goratrix goes, wait, that's Edward. He's vengeful. This is normal and good.
So
Melancholy has turned to rage.
we're gonna try something interesting here.
Mm.
What passion or trait was Goratrix using there? You say?
Beyond just liking his friend, I suppose... there's no love friend. I would have used that. Probably, I guess, honor, because he has done a lot as a knight, which is more than just him being a bastard. He's great at it.
So it's possible to intentionally and abruptly awaken a melancholic knight, or even a man.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is going to be an opposed roll, and it's going to be the healer, which is the role you're playing in this, Thomas. You're rolling your opposed passion versus the one that threw Mark into this to begin with. The healer may use any passion or trait that he has, which might penetrate, is the word used, the victim's feelings, even if it is provoked, even if it's to provoke or anger. So, I think this is good. I think it's just a contest of the two of you. I don't think this is the only passion. I think Mark doesn't have to roll. Actually, yeah, I see no reason why, Mark, you get to apply your -5 penalty to your roll. So it's possible that this talk with Goratrix kind of pulls you out of your... It doesn't mean it's completely gone. It just means that what you just did with your role play and tying it into being vengeful, you can play off that from here, but you won't be suffering the -5s.
Okay, cool. Fun.
I want to succeed on this so bad. Success, but the lowest success I could get. I need you to fail this, Mark. It's on you now.
Okay, what am I rolling?
You're rolling your passion, your love for her that you invoked, at the -5.
Also at the -1 because I lost a point.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So -5. There's a good chance I will fail this, but we shall see. I fumbled it.
You fumbled it again, but this time it's good.
My God. How did you manage that?
I don't know.
Twice in a row.
All right.
This
You've
time
got
he's
some
vengeful
strange
against
kind of luck.
her. Now he's vengeful against her. This is her fault.
You're out of your melancholic now, and you see that moment with Ira and that guy is already gone. Like she's moved on to talking. You actually see her uncle is over there, like completely blocking him the way you've observed him blocking you, and it actually probably puts a smile on your face as you watch that happen.
Yeah,
All right.
You're right. That bastard will get what's coming to him. And with that, Edward begins to walk off.
Edward, just like left in the dust, is like, well, I mean, that sounds better.
It's the Edward I know.
Yeah. He's
All
fine.
right.
And then he goes back to speak to Lady Ellen.
Round 2, so the folks near the salt, you get what, +1 do you need, or +2 do you need?
Yes. No, +1.
Plus
1 for being near the salt.
And then 0 for below the salt?
Yeah.
Okay. We're back at the top of the round 2 with Goratrix.
Alright. I would like to... A quick glance. What's Sir Every, Sir Fabius, and Sir Jareth doing? Because I don't want to speak to them when they're connected as a block.
That's very fair. And again, Fabius just happened to be sitting near the two. The two are not interacting with him in any way.
I know that.
Yeah.
Goratrix think there's a conspiracy.
For sure. He is actually mingling with Dougal.
Oh, Duke Ulfius, the guy who continually refused to help King Uther?
No, wrong Duke. This is the Duke of the Vale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got
It's
you.
the Duke
Who
of
am I thinking
Silchester. Duke Goralois is the
Gorla, got you.
Yeah.
You have Cornwall, got you.
Yeah. And so the two of them are mingling, and then every so you're specifically looking over at them?
Yes.
The two of them are together. They're as you look over, you see both of them exchange a glance with you. Every has a look of anger and frustration and hurt on his face. And
Goratrix grimaces.
And Jareth has a smile, his smirk, as he looks up at you. And then continues.
Jareth is likely poisoning him against me. Alright, I'm going to shoot this one to Liam. Should I speak to them when they're together, or should I wait until there's a wedge driven between them?
That feels like that should be a question for Dalan instead of for Liam.
Got you. In that case, Goratrix leaning over his tablemate near the salt is going to say, "They've been shooting glances at me, and I've been doing the same for a while. Sir Every and Sir Jareth.
Oh.
I'm wondering if I should speak to Sir Every at some point, but I don't quite want to do it when Sir Jareth is there. Should I
see.
make the first move, or...?"
Well, it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you don't make a move, then they get to control the battlefield. And if you make the move, then you'll be outnumbered. You could always bring back up. I'd be happy to go over there with you.
But then that means that both of our rounds are used up.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I did the thing that I wanted to do. Which I have not told you about yet.
Alright, then I figure I'll find out in due course.
Most likely.
I'm fine with that. And Goratrix will say, "Yes, I would like to sort this out as best I can. I don't know precisely what Humble Creek will need for this to be dealt with, but I want to do it as best we can.
I've been meaning to speak with Sir Jaredith since his father passed as well. I think this might prove to be a fine opportunity.
All right, then it's decided.
Just to double check, because I was not there, but the Humble Creek Lord, that's the man who's accusing you?
No, the Humble Creek Lord is missing in action. The acting Lord, Sir Every, is the one that is accusing us, yes.
I see.
I should clarify that for y'all. That's not actually the case. So
I thought he was missing because he hadn't been seen in a while.
He was missing during the Humble Creek, but he was present during the actual in Levcamagus when you met.
That's what I thought.
I understand. That's my bad.
Okay, so that is still the son, but that's the one who made the accusation, right?
Yes.
Originally? Or was
the
that
son is
the
the one
main
who made
lord?
the accusation originally.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that the one who's trying to duel you to the death, though?
Oh,
well,
yes.
that's the son is the one who's trying to duel to the death. Yes.
His father would be the one with the claim.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Legal wise, it doesn't mean that his son won't be his champion, though.
Yeah. This is still marginally better. Yeah. Let's fuck it. We ball. We ball Goratrix. Let's go.
I've never heard that turn of phrase before. But yes, let's do it.
I haven't either. I think I like it though.
All right, so the two of you head over. Why don't you go ahead and give me either a recognize or herald reroll, please? Because there is a third man they're talking to.
Oh fuck.
I'll do recognize because I'm at a. Don't forget to add your geniality.
Yeah, it ain't gonna help much here, dog. Oh, and my geniality plus my passion for Goratrix because I'm helping Goratrix out today.
Yes. You've still got the passionate.
You got passion.
Yeah. What's my bonus for geniality? Is it 1 or 2?
1.
1. Okay. So plus 6 total.
You
6
did
out
it.
of 10 success. That fucking made my nonsense roll actually kind of manageable.
I don't recognize anything.
I do for once.
Hey, give me 1 sec, folks.
I just like to pan the camera around to Squire Edric, who's going, "Oh fuck, no." He's talking to the players.
All right, remind me. What did you? Oh, got a success for Dalan. So as you approach Dalan, like the two of you are heading over, and you see, as the crowd moves so that you can get a little bit closer and observe better. You see Sir Vivius, who you would recognize, Dalan, because of your intrigue. You remember that was the person overseeing the original Humble Creek, let's say, court case, for lack of a better term. The original lodge complaint. Sir Vivius was the one hosting it at Levcamagus. He's a member of the Senate of. He's a member of Senate at Silchester.
Interesting. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that sounds exciting. Let's go do that whenever.
Some old guy.
Oh yeah, Dalan will lean over and go. I'm pretty sure that's one of the members of the Senate of Silchester. Pretty sure he hosted the complaint.
Well, hopefully it'll be fine.
I've got your back. You can do most of the talking, and I'll be your backup.
Oh no, please not that. He says, but he's still prepared to do that anyway.
So the two of you make your way over, and we need the intrigue rolls to see if you are if this is going to count as success regarding your geniality here.
Come on, Goratrix. Hey, success.
If you don't have it ticked, you can tick it.
I do have it ticked.
Thought so.
Very nice. Let's go intrigue. +6. That is a
Hell yeah.
13 out of 20.
It's still valuable because it will give you the +1 geniality, right? Successful round.
Oh, speaking of, you would be at 2 geniality then, because you succeeded last one.
Would I?
Yeah, you get 1
I
for
did.
being
I
near
did
the
end up doing
center.
an intrigue. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. Well, then that is actually a. That is
14.
that's a 14 out of 20.
You see the three of them are talking, and as you approach, they look your way. At least the two do. Sir Vibius doesn't really notice. He continues mumbling on, and he says, "You catch the following words as you approach. The boy must not understand that he has the right to raise the bastard into a place of prominence, and yet his deceitful Salisbury ways would allow him to cast the poor girl to the ditches." And then the other two just kind of are stone silent, and then as you approach, Jareth says, "Sir Dalan, Sir Goratrix?"
Jareth, Sir Every. Was it, what was his title?
Sir Verbius, he's just a senator as well, but he is a knight first.
Sir Verbius. Just before approaching, Gorgeous is going to go, deceitful Salisbury ways? To Dalan.
And as he turns and Jareth says, "Sir Goratrix," you see Verbius kind of, he has that look like he just got busted saying something. So, and seeing Goratrix's size, he looks intimidated.
Dalan will kind of diffuse and kind of laugh and go, "Sir Verbius, I've heard a lot about your wit. I'm happy to see that it's well in use with your fine company here."
Yes, well, we all get old. Perhaps my senses aren't quite what they used to be, but I try to engage them as much as I can. My mind, my ears, my soul.
It's a wise practice. After all, Sir Goratrix is rode with Maddox. I'm sure he's plenty used to needing thick skin for a great deal of things.
Quite so. And indeed, one's senses must be sharp like any sword, I suppose. That's my in for everything.
Yeah.
Your parents would be very proud because, I'm just saying, we're talking to the one of the guys that might potentially duel you and talking about how sharp your sword is
Yes, exactly.
is good shit.
Give me a size roll as you say that, actually. I'm going to see if Vibius here is intimidated right proper. Like, takes that as a threat, for example.
I don't add my geniality to this, do I?
No.
2 of 17.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true. Let's see what this man's 9 valor.
9 valor?
Yeah.
9 valor.
He is the poster boy of a Roman knight, Roman senator, senatorial knight. He looks to Jareth and Every and says, "My knees are sure hurting. I should find my seat. These feasts are so draining. If you two would excuse me, and nice to meet the both of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening."
Of course.
Meet you as well.
Keep those senses sharp, my friend.
Fully, genuinely. Like, he has no idea the effect he just had.
Yeah. Off he goes. He actually leaves the feast.
My vigorous gentleman he is.
He seemed nice. But, Sir Every, I'm afraid I didn't come here for pleasantries. I have been meaning to speak to you for quite some time.
He looks over to Jareth, and Jareth just smiles. And Every says, I don't think the time for talking is still with us, is it? Your lack of action so far really forces my father's hand.
Either we talk or it comes down to a duel. From what I've been told, the price that has to be exacted on the household that did the action, it is substantial. A duel, King Uther himself has said that he does not wish it, and I do not wish it either, if that is the case. I want this to be solved, Sir Every, and I'm not sure how it can be done in a way that...
Ooh.
Oh, we lost Mark.
He's
not
back.
sure how it can be done in a way that
Mark has
works
returned.
for everyone.
Every just looks frustrated with that, and he says, a price, a compensation for your action.
If I may, Sir Every, the situation, while I understand, is difficult. There is a very understandable perceived insult on your house. I think that the point of blame and the point of aggression at this is unhelpful towards finding resolution. Don't you agree? The king has decreed that this matter should be resolved as quickly and bloodlessly as possible. And while I understand that you feel slighted, it is not helpful towards reaching that conclusion. Do you not agree?
The time for talking is past. We tried that already and left Comagus.
The king disagrees.
The king will understand. No action has been made to rectify things in Salisbury.
Perhaps the time will come for that, as soon as arrangements are made for a second talk. After all, some time has passed, and hopefully some heads have cooled.
And indeed, none of the people accused were part of the talks to begin with. I certainly wasn't. My house was, but even then there was very little information. If it comes to a duel, I know how it will end. And the duel to the death was pretty much the first thing that was mentioned, was it not? The very next thing was half our house's coffers. Oh, what was that?
I think that was Goratrix. Goratrix said it, and I immediately went, did you just imply that you would kill his dad in a fight? Him or his dad in a fight?
You know how it will end means someone dies.
Listen,
Not
I'm
that
certain I would kick your ass. I know that's what Dalan is going to try to spin it into if this goes badly. Yes. I know that's what Goratrix meant, but oh, buddy.
Yeah. I love playing Goratrix.
I know.
Oh, he succeeds on hating Goratrix.
Ooh, fun.
He looks at you, and you sense someone who really really dislikes you, like perhaps uncomfortably so. This is the kind of thing I'm not even sure Goratrix has ever been face to face with a man that's truly hated him for any good reason.
Saxons have been coming after me with axes that have liked me more than this guy.
He says, what you did, or your bastard did, will ruin 2 lives. And if it must ruin a third, the chance that some sense of honor can be restored here, then that chance must happen. The king has his quest, and I understand that. He is the rightful king. This can't go. This can't go unrectified. It must be fixed.
I understand. Is there anything that can be done for...
Sir Goratrix, while
Yes.
I understand you have a need to make this right, however that can be done, tonight is not the time or the place. We're here to make face and make sure that a connection has been made, and beyond that, we're here to celebrate our Count's union. Yes?
Yes. Yes, of course. And he shuffles uncomfortably.
Sir Every, Perrin has wrote to me many times speaking very highly of you. I am glad to see that your convictions and your love from your family hold as per his report. And I hope that despite the difficulty of the situation, you're willing to see eye to eye on this. I'm not asking you to do anything other than be patient and pray for peace on this matter.
Sir Jareth says, we all pray for peace on this matter. My hope that...
Yes, and I had hoped to speak with you as well, Sir Jareth.
Very well. He looks back to Sir Every, and Sir Every he stops glaring at Goratrix a minute and looks to Dalan and says, these are my family members we're talking about. Whether it was you or the bastard, I know one of you did it. It must be dealt with.
I understand. I would do anything for my family as well.
With that, he's going to actually leave the scene. So leaving the two of you, not like the whole...
yeah, not the whole feast.
Yeah.
He's going elsewhere to cool off.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that both of your allies have retreated you, Jareth.
They both need time. Seems this is very much a season for many of us to grieve loss different ways.
Yes. Both of us were with your father when he passed. He was a good man.
He was a very good man. And I find myself losing family members quicker than I'd like.
Still no word for Rickard, then?
None. I hope to send another scouting party into the forest of Summerland soon, but it's been news that things aren't so wonderful at the border. It seems our king's adventure into Summerland has raised some animosity with the changes of the borders.
That would make sense to me, given what I saw in my time there. I should hope that you find him well and not find a body. I can't help but feel somewhat responsible. I wish I hadn't lost sight of him. He was a good lad. He is a good lad.
There's a sense of sincerity there, but also a sense of hurt. And you can actually hear him say, like, he says, I believe what you say is true. He is still alive. But he was your responsibility.
There are many things that I think about you for, Jareth. And I don't think I would think about you unkindly for holding me responsible for that. Still, if you'd be willing, I'd like to speak to you relatively privately at some point in the near future. I understand that the situation is somewhat complicated. And yet, at the very least, I think we might be able to find some common ground that we've previously lacked.
I'm open to trading with you, Sir Dalan. When
Wonderful.
the time is right.
Whenever you are able.
Perhaps at Christmas Court then. I do not mean to leave Salisbury, not in the state of things. I have the manor to look after now.
Perhaps. I'll have to see what I can arrange myself. But I would like that.
On the subject of that, if there is a chance, political difficulties or no, to go on a hunting... not hunting party, that's wrong. To go on a searching party for Rickirk, it would be my honor if I could be part of it. For both you, Sir Dalan, and you, Sir Jareth.
We would both be happy to volunteer ourselves and some of our troops for that. Yes.
Good. We can use all the help we can get.
Very well. Goratrix, shall we make our way back? I'm suddenly feeling the leg injury a little bit more.
Yes, of course. Goratrix will turn. As they... Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. We're both...
Same thing. Yeah, same thing.
You go first.
You want to do... Okay. Goratrix will say, of all of the things that were said there, I regret my part in things, but it's the daughter which I think I regret the most. Do you think what the senator said is viable in any way? Could I bring her in without leaving my house open to attack?
I think that scandal is a very powerful weapon. And acknowledging the child in any way, shape, or form would be an admission of guilt, regardless of circumstance. That said,
Yes.
Patience can be a powerful weapon as well. And in years' time, perhaps, when the wounds have healed and minds have gotten fuzzier, bloods run colder, more cold, I think it would be viable to offer her a place. Maybe not the place that she'd want, and maybe not the place that you'd want. But given restrictions,
Yes. It's not quite what she deserves, but best I can do, I can work with that, I think. I can be patient if that is the end goal.
there are many things that you're fine at, Goratrix, and your best is always one of them. I will say, however, though I am trying to work an angle with Jareth, don't ever volunteer to go someplace alone with him and his troops again. Always make sure you have someone you trust, or several people that you trust, okay?
Very well. I understand your concern. He is a snake, but...
I pray that
those
he is
wisdom
simply...
words.
I pray that he is simply misguided, but it is difficult to say right now.
I understand. Thank you for all of your help, my friend, and your words. I have been very worried over the past year or so.
Now, if only we could do something about Edward's mood. He's been sulking over there all evening.
I spoke with him. He seemed fine when I left him.
And as you turn to see what Edward's up to, it's
Indeed.
Edward's turn.
It's one of the
Good
few
stuff,
things-
guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a
I
lot of
think-
fun.
I think Edward's next action, because I think it'd be funny, is to approach Sir Every.
Oh no.
You find him alone, and he looks like he's very angry, very similar to Edward.
Mm.
So why don't you give me your intrigue roll to start this off? And reminder, you don't have the -5 anymore.
It's still gonna be shit.
You never know, man. Okay,
it's
yeah, you're
about-
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't get the geniality, but doesn't mean that you're still able to approach this. So what are you? Why don't you go ahead and launch into what you're after here?
Edward would approach, at this point, heavy steps. It's clearly he has some kind of look in his eye, but it is not directed anywhere at this point in time. Just what might be mistaked as passion, but is really just wrath. He would approach Sir Every and just look at him for a few moments before saying, "I would like to talk privately."
The talking you're after?
Yes. Unless, of course, you think other things would be necessary.
I don't know what's necessary. Let's talk. And so yeah, with that, he'll fall in step with you.
All right. Then imagine they kind of go off to the side, either in an alcove or in a slightly off room. As they arrive there alone, Edward would turn to him and say, "I wish to see if there is a way we can sort out this dilemma without bloodshed, and without costing me everything. Or my friend everything."
He looks at you a moment, and there's a frustration in him. Keep in mind his passion's still active for hating Goratrix.
Yeah.
And he says, "I remember you clearly that day. Disrespect you offered me when I first encountered you, only to leave the scandal behind. And for a while I thought it was maybe you. But if all the rumors are true, it's your friend. And yet still you protect him. You don't absolve yourself from the situation. I couldn't imagine being in a position such as you, and not letting my honor overcome anyone who would do such a thing and be willing to call himself a friend."
It is honor versus loyalty. It is a constant dilemma of the night. One that is not easy to choose from. As much as I would desire it, to simply absolve myself entirely and allow my friend to rot for his perceived crimes, I am not that kind of man. So I come with an alternative.
What is the alternative?
The alternative, I suppose, is to sweep this under the rug, as it were, and to make it seem as if it never really happened. Allow it to be rumor of the court. Gossip, if you will, with no true real circumstances behind it.
The damage is already done. At least from my father's perspective, you have to consider. She would have made a very prominent marriage, one very useful to the house, one that even a scandal that's gone this far can't be undone. The damage is already there. People will believe what they believe. and her value to would-be suitors will now be gone. My
I will
sister
say,
and her child.
I will say the longer that this event continues, the more damage that will be done. And no matter the outcome here, it will not change what has happened and what will happen going forward. But I offer a chance, a possible way to clean the slate. Again, I am, let us say, well acquainted with the rumors of others, and how many times they are baseless and often lead nowhere. It is possible that if this situation were to simmer down, it may quickly become forgotten, sliced among other rumors. Whatever next event happens in the next coming years, eventually, if not forgotten, pushed to the side. And I would see the first step to this is removing the evidence from the scene.
You talk about her child.
I do. I offer an alternative in which the child, in a sense, never was born, or perhaps never truly existed. A child that, while many would claim to be a bastard, is just a commoner born. A simple servant's child, of no renown, of no blood, of nothing.
And this is better for the child?
Take it from someone who has lived and was born a bastard. It is a way better life to be born of nothing than to be born of half of something.
Still doesn't solve the harm done to my sister's reputation.
What if I can offer a marriage instead? Not my own, because I cannot do that. But I do have a brother.
It's not me you would have to convince, I'm afraid. My father. And he has different... He's a different man than I.
I am desperately seeking a way out of this that does not harm everything I have worked so hard to build. I'm finally at a point in my life where being a bastard is no longer my greatest sin, but something I can learn to move past. This may not mean anything to you, Sir Every, but I have found a lady that I love more than anything. And I will do anything to protect that love for her. Anything. So
This-
whatever the outcome, oh God.
This brother of yours is trueborn.
Unfortunately, I cannot offer you the lord of my house. But I can offer you the other bastard of my house. Catfile. I know it is not much, but he is a knight-to-be. Currently a squire, but he will be someone of renown.
You've
It would
convinced me
require-
that you're not the man I thought you were. But you haven't convinced me that my father would accept such a thing. She was worth a high value in his eyes. higher than I'm afraid your brother can offer.
A knight is always a value, but perhaps it is not as valued to him.
This brother of yours, was he with you?
He was. He is my squire as of currently.
I see. I can relay this back to my father, but I'm afraid he feels slighted. It'd be hard to bring him to any sense of I would say reason, but I'm not certain that's the right word. It's not unreasonable what he demands. You have to understand that. That is the
I do.
position that he is put in. Perhaps stubborn, an accurate term, but unreasonable. With what he's lost, his right as a manorial lord. And one of renown. His daughters were due for better places than where they're due now, at least the one.
Yes. Well. I do not blame your father for his choice in this matter. In fact, in truth, I definitely do not think he is wrong to do so. But I have my loyalties, and I always will. Loyalty is important to me, for it is the only thing that has truly kept me alive.
Then we will leave it to a hopeful negotiation, not one that sounds promising.
Yes. I wish I had much more to offer. It is truly a curse to be born of bastard blood. Well, in either case, I appreciate you conversating with me here. Even if it was not as helpful as I'd hoped.
I have a respect for you now, Sir Edward. One I didn't have before now. It is my hope, too, that this can be resolved properly. But properly may look different between the two of us.
I'm sure that it will.
Good point to stop that.
Yep.
What a killer scene. Oh, I love that.
Oh God, Edward's so good.
He like it's that moment in a lot of shows where like there's the one guy that's like, you know, he's like really good at one specific thing and everybody kind of writes him off, and then he like suddenly is very smart in another area of expertise, and it's like, oh yeah, I can be really good at that, I just choose not to be, and it's like, ah!
Yeah, full on.
This is a very special topic to him. It's
Yeah.
dealing with bastards.
What a guy.
What a
The guy ever, parentheses affectionate.
Yeah.
So I will propose something to you as we move into round 3. I do not want to end midway through a feast, so we have an option. We can follow the final round of the feast, or we can move it to a 2-round feast and close. I know
We could make it shorter and just draw cards and stuff and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm out of stuff to do, so I'm fine to draw cards. I'm good to keep going. I know it's especially late for Mark though, so
I'm good to keep going though. I had a nap. I'm good.
all right.
Okay. Let's
We
let's
have
let's
we have the
blow through it.
words.
So at this point, moving into round 3, Count Roderick gets up before everyone with a toast, and he says, so Lady Ellen is with him, and this is the only time you've ever seen Roderick drunk. Not super drunk, but he's red in the face and he's smiling, which is a huge warning sign, because that's not something he does. And Lady Ellen's with him before the king and everyone else. And he looks to everyone, all the guests, and he says, he offers his thanks for everyone who came. And he says, I know this is a year of peace, a year without battle, a year where all of you have, even with that, faced a number of challenges, and in our case, even tragedies. Even still, it is important to raise our glasses before God, before this land, before the king, the rightful one king. I see a future where King Uther stands before all of this island, and perhaps beyond. The blood of Aurelius, his brother, now falls to him and his kin and his children. And he looks to Sir Prince Madoc, and then back out and says, this is a time of peace and a time of being bountiful. Today I do something that many would say has lingered too long. I'm not a fool. I've heard many wonder why a man of my age would remain unwed. And for any that might have said, perhaps he has cold feet, I'd like to assure you that is not the case, and I stand here today before you, showing you that I have done the deed. I am wed, and I will have children, new knights, to offer to my king. I ask all of you, and I demand from those of Salisbury, that you do the same. All knights, you are to find your suitor and marry. By this Christmas court, I expect engagements, or I will... And he turns to Lady Violet, and she looks like she's really nervous with this, like this wasn't part of the plan, and he says, or I will task Lady Violet with seeing to your proper marriages.
When Goratrix like eyes meet across the salt, they're just like topping on their food.
It looked like there was going to be this strong clap, but there's just kind of like some off clapping, slow claps, and then Roderick says, "Thank you all very much." And Lady Ellen, it was like the equivalent of a botched speech, basically. Lady Ellen takes a moment with that as Roderick goes to depart and says, one more thing. I wanted to say to everyone, I know I'm new to this role, but as your countess, I will do everything I can to win your trust, to win your respect. This is not my homeland. Salisbury, but Silchester either. Salisbury is not my homeland, but it is now, and I will do everything I can to prove that to you. Thank you. And then she kind of, not quite as awkwardly as Count Roderick, goes to leave, and particularly the Salisbury part of the table, kind of start clapping loud and whistling and stuff. It is a wedding, after all.
Much the same. Because yeah.
I like
It's just
her.
what they talk about. I like her too. Oh man. Have to get married by
Edward kind of gives it a look towards Goratrix and says he likes her. Just fucking watch yourself.
Hey, how come you didn't look at me that way?
I don't know. I trust you in this regard.
No, we had a conversation. I wouldn't dare. Anyway,
Once bitten.
he takes he hides his face in like a wind up.
All right, let's go into round 3, starting with Goratrix.
Hell yeah. Let's draw some cards.
Draw those cards.
Draw. Christian sin and introductions. A renowned holy person speaks of sins surrounding feasting, spiritual versus worldly.
It's weird how you've gotten all, like, how the pagan characters gotten all the
I've
Christian
gotten
cards.
all the Christian ones so far. I've even been blessed by a bishop. Spiritual wins, I gain a +5 bonus to temperate rolls during the feast. Further, I may pledge £1 to the church, and if I do, +2 geniality. If worldly wins, I do what I want and get worldly ticked.
Oh man, you donated to the church last time.
I did. A church that I don't even follow. Introductions. A famous knight from outside the area asks if you could introduce him to some guests. Recognize. Success, you introduce him to some guests. +1 geniality. Critical success, you time it well and introduce him to the host. And fumble. You forget names you know very well. -2 geniality. I like both of these, I will admit. But let's see. I think... Okay, so... Recognize would be an even split for me because of the geniality I've gotten so far. However, it's the same with spiritual and worldly, and I love the running gag of Goratrix just, despite being the most pagan, well, not the most pagan, he doesn't know much about paganism. Despite Goratrix being pagan, he's very good with the church for some reason. I'm going to... Let's go with Christian sin. I like that.
I love this. It's almost like a running thing. Maybe they got like your number, and now they're just circling it around the church.
Yeah.
This guy keeps
They
giving us good
know I
handouts.
give them money.
All right,
We've just got Edric in the background going, oh no, he's going to give them more money.
He's done it again.
Rolling spiritual. Does geniality apply to these? I don't think they would.
No, probably not, actually.
Alright. Let's do spiritual. Oops, success. Let's do worldly. Critical worldly. I don't know what that does.
I do what I want.
Yeah, I do what I want.
So critical worldly, eh?
Yeah. It beats the 2. Oh man. I might lose a little bit of my of my carefully gained reputation with the church.
Perhaps this is something. Could this be someone like? What would it take to offend Goratrix? Like actually offend him?
Probably thinking of peasants as like lesser people. Probably that, or like the rabble. Let's see. Also, just like the regular, very rude stuff, like oh, you're a classic meathead. You understand this, and this are sinful. And he'll go, no, in fact, I like those.
I like those things.
I like that. I'm trying to think. So from the Christian perspective, let's see. This is just a summer feast, right? Maybe this is around, like, because Goratrix drinks not like heavily, right? But he's a consistent drinker.
He drinks socially, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure though. It needs to be something I think that would get under your.
Yeah, get really under his skin. Maybe talking about pagans and how pagans are like lesser people. There we go, because he is one.
Yeah, perhaps, you know what? Perhaps when the let's say when the because we haven't rolled it, let's say the second course came out now.
Pullets.
Okay. So the second course comes out and you're super hungry and you go to dive in, and the bishop, Metellus might be the way to pronounce that, Bishop of Silchester, says, "Sir Knight, I couldn't help but observe that your head wasn't bowed when prayer was spoken before the first course. Now, I'm not certain where you're from or where you've learned these manners, but it is very disrespectful."
I don't come into your house when you're eating and tell you about stuff. What gives?
Maybe it's just something as much as that. Then he just kind of moves on.
Yeah, it's just like very pointedly eating.
Yeah. Maybe you're talking and he interrupts you, and you just kind of look back and continue your conversation, your story. Like, hey, you just interrupted me. You're trying to eat and tell the story, and then here's this guy interrupting.
Three things at once.
Yeah.
Just like every now and again, there's a little warm inner glow whenever he just like eats the things or does something a little bit less mannerly. Because, the guy came in the middle of a conversation. Like, what's his deal?
Yeah.
It's only later, perhaps after being told, that he'll recognize, oh, that was the bishop. They speak from a point of authority on that case.
Right. He speaks on behalf of the big spirit. Big one.
The big spirit. The biggest one.
All right. Let's go on to Dalan with that.
Yeah.
Dalan time. I love Dalan time. All right, cool.
Dalan
I also have accomplished all the things that I wanted to do this feast, so I'm gonna draw 2 cards.
Draw those cards.
A Queasy.
Oh, fun.
And who are you? Who are you? An unknown lady asks you to entertain her during the feast. It's a recognize roll. Success, you see that she's an important lady in disguise. Roll intrigue. Success, you gain 10 glory. Success for the intrigue, you gain 10 glory for keeping her secret. Fumble, she's annoyed that you blew her cover.
That sounds like Dalan all over.
Dear, as long as I get the recognize, which I'm bad at. The good news is, I think I'm. Did I get another geniality for a successful?
Yes, you did. You're at a +4 to this.
Aren't you in passion too?
I am in passion, so I'm not at a +4. I'm at a +9, which
+9.
is pretty doable. All right, I'm gonna roll the recognize. That's
Nice.
a 5 out of 13.
Nice.
Which lady in disguise is she?
Give me one. Give me one. I think I have a chart for this.
Lady Violet. You just went around the pillar and put up a hood.
She put on glasses. Now she's unrecognizable.
And a fake mustache as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the right thing. Where is it? Maybe here. Give me a minute here.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time, buddy. I'm
It's on one of those big fake, those glasses, those Groucho Marx glasses?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a bag of cheddar and sour cream ruffles right now, and I'm like, it's unopened, and I really wanna tear into it right now. So that's what I'm doing with my free time.
Roll temperate. Roll
Oh,
temperate
I will.
versus.
Dalan will make the choice for me. That's a great idea. Temperate
Yeah.
versus indulgent.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna roll with the
Oh,
bonus.
critical temperate.
Critical temperate. All right, it's not happening tonight.
All
So
right,
happy.
I'm gonna watch it from a distance.
give me a D5 roll
Roll.
and tell me what you rolled.
That is a 4, sir.
Lady Anne.
Lady Anne. That's an easy name. I like that.
See if there's anything remotely even about her.
Oh, saying the words Lady Anne makes me feel like a cat that turns into a bus for some reason.
Why?
I'll tell you when you're older, Thomas.
Is it a My Neighbor Totoro thing?
You're not that far off. You should ask Rebecca. Rebecca would love to explain.
I will ask Rebecca. I think they're asleep though.
Probably. I think they've got Mondays off in the near future. So, or they close on Mondays instead of open, so.
No, it's not going to be Lady Anne because I think these two fit the card better. It's going to be Lady Winflaith.
That is a much harder to pronounce. Winflaith. Great.
So it says you recognized her, right?
Yes.
So
somehow.
every court has a ruthless, conniving woman who's trying to get ahead. Winflaith is she at Uther's court. She's a daughter of Sir Madabin the White, one of the old established court knights. Serves as the backbone for proper behavior and decorum. She is the only child. She is his only child, and he is doted on her for. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So she's a child of him, leaving her feeling privileged beyond her station. So she's spoiled brat.
Spoiled brat who's also a knock, it seems.
She is 19 years old.
Interesting. What is she in disguise as, I wonder?
I don't know. I'll consult you guys on this. I'm trying to make this one work.
Because depending on what your answer is, I think her and Dalan might have more in common or less in common. We'll see.
So she typically serves as the maiden in waiting for Sir Sardinal's wife, whoever Sir Sardinal is. I can look that up in a second, but maybe she's not playing that role right now. So maybe Sir Sardinal's wife's not here, and she's getting out of that position a bit, which gives her more room to flirt and mingle.
She could be disguised as. She probably wouldn't pretend to be a servant, but maybe a handmaiden of another thing, just unnamed. Or, of course, she could put on a gambeson and pretend to be a knight.
That would be pretty funny.
Do that.
Given who, yeah. Maybe that's why you recognize. Maybe that's why you pick it up.
There's something wrong with that one.
Like, they're doing all the things that Dalan used to do but stopped doing because they realized it didn't matter. You know, like,
yeah,
like
100%.
Certain things about like extra lowering their voice and puffing up their chest a little bit more, and Dalan like it's like shit that Dalan used to do like the first year. You know, like yeah, I like that a lot. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, she's 100% doing that.
Dalan kind of like can't help themselves, and they kind of make their way over. Goes, "Excuse me, Sir Knight. I'm afraid I don't recognize your crest. You'll forgive me on that. May I have your name?"
Yes, I am. 1 second.
You gotta find that voice.
No, I'm gonna do the random night roll. See what she's pretending to be.
Oh, very good. Gwen.
Win.
Not very afraid of dragons, that one.
I see.
Yes, I'm Lady Gwyn of Carcolin
Uh,
County.
You mean Sir Gwyn?
Yes.
Of course.
That was actually a Bob mistake, but let's roll that. Yeah.
I think it fits.
Yeah.
Well, delightful. It's nice to have you.
She's gone pale at that point.
You all right? You look somewhat ill.
What is your name, Sir Knight?
Sir Dalan of Durnford.
I see.
I'm at your service. And Dalan does the little bit of extra stuff that you would probably do to a courtly lady, rather than not super publicly that is noticeable, but
And she kind of looks around. She says, "Stop it."
I can't help it. Yeah, just there's a good amount of your efforts that I couldn't help but notice. You don't need to do that, by the way. The extra puff and the deeper voice. Most won't notice as long as you're relatively intact and comfortable with yourself.
How would you know? She says, "Look, don't ruin this for me, okay?"
Should I make that intrigue roll?
Yeah.
At a +9. That's a critical 20.
Yeah. So you got her number for sure.
Well, that one's for that's after you succeed on the recognize. That's gain 10 glory for keeping her secret. Is what that is. So I think that's for communicating with her without making her suspicious, and also not giving it away.
So she asked you before you leave. She says, "Are you going to ruin this for me?"
No. I think that the king has many strange laws, many of which I support, and some of which I think are acceptable to be bent here and there. Though, may I ask, to what end are you doing this evening? I'm sure you could have attended as yourself.
She looks around to make sure no one's around, and then just says, "And I'm going to use some of the virtues and vices list."
Ooh, all right.
Well, she's got intrigue. She just says, "I needed to be away from people that I don't want to be around. I wanted the freedom to do what I wanted, drink what I wanted, to interact with who I wanted."
That is a tried and true story, if I've ever heard one. Well, should you like, right over there, Sir Goratrix and Sir Edward of Winterbourne Stork and Idmiston, respectively, are very fine knights that would be happy to drink with you. And even if they were to notice anything, they would not draw attention to it. Should you want good company to treat you as you are now and not what you might be, we'd be happy to share it with you.
She definitely lights up with that. There's a smile. She nods. And then it's like she recognizes and she loses the smile. She doesn't want to draw, too much attention, being super self-conscious. Yes, that would be good.
Good. And in the meantime, remember, the best way that you can sell it is comfortability. If you're in your own head too much, it's likely to draw more attention rather than less. All right?
She looks confused, like, what? How the hell do you know? Kind of look, and then she just nods. Okay.
Okay. And Dalan will, if she comes with, like, you know, make room at the bit and introduce to Goratrix and Edward. Squeeze Goratrix's hand just a little bit tighter. I know he's good, but like, you know, like.
I don't understand what that means, but this person seems cool.
Great, good, we're good. Oh right, you. What am I talking about? You don't know this is a lady. We're good.
And by the way, I looked up Sir Sadnol, who is she's the handmaiden for his wife. He is the herald. He's King Uther's herald.
Oh shit. All right, well, dope. Yeah, just make sure she has a good time. Suspicions off her, and Dalan will also let her know before the end of the evening that if she ever wants to come visit not Winterborn stuff. Hey, if you ever want to go and visit Goratrix's
go
house,
visit that guy, then yeah, just go on ahead. He's fine.
if she ever wants to visit Durnford and get away from the kind of people, that Durnford would be willing to host her under an official or an unofficial, context.
She looks really confused and like kind of overwhelmed, but assuming there's going to be more conversation, she might respond to that. But like on the way over, she's not. Like she's sort of like,
that's just by the end of the night.
Yeah. Yep. Understood. Why don't we? That was good. Why don't we cut over to Mark? I love these cards because like I would have not had anything like that on my agenda without that card.
I love that from Liam. Don't mess this up. Don't mess what's up. What's going on?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this person.
Time for me to draw the fuck me up cards. So let's go.
They really are when it comes to Edward. Typically.
They really are.
Awkward conversation.
Awkward conversation and...
Oh,
Oh,
wait, hold on. No, the one's good, actually. They're both good.
yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Let me see. Another guess engaging a topic you know little about. Any skill at 5 or less. Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose faux pas. Faux pas? Faux pas? Faux pas.
He's French.
Rusty. Okay, you notice the guest about to take a seat above their station. It's a little hard to read.
Yeah, it is a little blurry, that one.
Alright. Rolling merciful versus cruel. At this point, Edward is probably a little drunk and a little vengeful. So we'll see how this carries out. He's a little cruel at this point in time. Okay. I don't believe...
Could this be Dalan's friend?
Okay.
Look at this no-name knight attempting to sit on a high table.
So this isn't at a -5 because of the previous thing.
Right. Yeah, you're good again.
Cool. Let's go. Merciful. Failure. Cruel, even worse failure. So I don't know what happens there.
I would say that merciful is the success in that case.
Okay. In which case, he points it out before the error is occurred. And I get to tick merciful.
Okay.
And I gain +2 geniality. The question becomes, who is the guest about to sit above their station?
Should I roll somebody?
Yeah.
Or do we want to work from someone we already have? The only person that came to mind is the one that Dalan literally just talked to. Like, she goes pretending to be a knight.
She's there.
Yeah, maybe she comes up and meets with you, and you can tell she basically is trying to play the role of mercenary knight. You can tell she's about to go try and sit near the salt, next to Goratrix, very comfortably. You notice how comfortable she seems. Like, and you probably wouldn't notice the intrigue side of that. Just more like, what an idiot. Probably would be more what you're thinking.
What's this dude up to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Edward would just kind of, seeing the knight head off in that direction, would place a hand on the shoulder of the knight and would say, pardon, but, I think you are heading towards the wrong seat.
Oh. He looks to the salt.
You are a mercenary knight, are you not? I assume you're, not
Yeah.
from here.
Yes, no, you're right. Mercenary knight from Kirkland County, and as you know, I would have no reason to sit near the salt. Thank you, Sir Knight. Helped me a great deal.
If you would like, you may come sit by me. I'm unfortunately not, as well like to be placed near the salt.
Oh,
But
yes.
there's plenty of food over here if you would desire some.
Yes, indeed. Are these pullets? And I think that's a good place to wrap the feast.
Hey.
Yeah, that was good.
So
Things turned out pretty okay, and none of it was because of Goratrix.
I've got one final cliffhanger scene.
Oh.
Oh.
So the calendar moves forward, and we see a map of Salisbury, and we see snow. We see the date is not quite Christmas. It is December 5th. And you see something that says Sarum, and you see Sir Dalan riding alone. Liam.
Yeah.
The doors open, and you find yourself in front of Count Roderick. You've been summoned. That's the background.
That's oh, you this guy. Oh man. Well, there's only like 3 reasons that he could want me over there, and only one of them is possibly any good. So we'll see how this goes. Very nice. All right.
The door is shut, leaving the two of you alone.
My lord, and Dalan will kneel. I have to say I wasn't expecting to see you again so soonly. So quickly.
One sec. I thought I had something ready, and I don't. Give me 1 sec.
It's all good, buddy.
I hate this. So at this point, Roderick, he looks stressed, and he stands as you enter immediately and says, I need you to tell me, and I need you to be honest with me. We will deal with the repercussions after, but I need you to be true with me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Where have you been the past month?
I see. And Dalan will say where they've been.
which I assume is predominantly probably in the winter it would be in Durnford, right?
Yeah, I mean, most likely, especially given that Dalan's still recovering from the year's injuries. Not doing a lot of adventuring.
Yeah. So he says, and nowhere else.
No, sire.
I have a complaint. It seems Sir Leofig, the manorial lord of Laverstock, he was traveling through Camelot Forest hunting. It seems a Sir Dalan unhorsed him and claimed his horse as a prize, sent him returning back to his manor on foot. You're telling me this wasn't you?
Utter shock on Dalan's face. There were a lot of things that Dalan was expecting to be said here. That was not it.
I see. I need you to abandon the Christmas court. You're going to have to go find out what's happening in Camelot. Find this imposter, or... He freezes on saying those last words. Take whomever you trust with you, though realize that they may see what you see.
I understand. Thank you, my lord.
I will think on a particular cover for you. A reason, an errand, on behalf of your count.
Thank you, my lord. And Dalan stands and goes, I won't let you down.
And we'll fade to black on that.
Fuck!
Hell yeah!
Oh fuck! Hey, do you guys want to go and kick my brother's ass with me?
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Hi, brother. These are my friends. They're going out to hand you the stomping of your life.
We are here.
You
God.
took my life from me. Well, they're gonna take your life from you again.
Yeah, buddy. Oh boy. You know, you and I were talking about this last night, and I was talking about where I predicted the Dalan stuff was gonna go. And I can't believe you sat on this for that, because this is so good, because it's like, it is the worst case scenario that I didn't even envision. I didn't even think of the possibility of this being the deal. It's so good.
Yeah. On the bright side, it means we don't have to come with wives.
It is true, kind of. I have to figure that part out. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do our outros? I know people are tired. I'm Bob. I ran the game. Thanks for watching. I don't have any new projects to talk about. Kind of true, kind of not true. We got the District X stuff. I think that's about it, really. You can see more on that. I did a recap finally of the first episode. Pretty happy with that. And I did my first sort of prep session on camera for an episode. See if that garners any interest. If not, I probably will do it off camera from now on. Yeah, I'll pass it down to Thomas. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Very excited.
He wouldn't let us see the prep sessions, because we're playing it. It's surprise, surprise. But yes, I've been Thomas. I've been Sir Goratrix. I'm loving my himbo knight. I just love him to bits. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure playing with you guys. Thank you, Bob, for running, and have a good evening, everyone. I have no internet presence. Don't try and find me. I will know.
And Mark.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I was just checking out our handy-dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. You can find the link on our YouTube channel. There are other ways to probably get that link. I have been Mark. I've been playing Sir Edward of Edmiston. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and hope you're all having a good night whenever you're watching this. Yeah.
Perfect. And
Boy, what a great session all around. I really want to give props to everybody involved in this. Bob, Mark, Thomas. I enjoyed this one so much. I have been Liam. I've played Sir Dalan of Durnford, one of the two now. I had a wonderful time. You can follow me on Twitter. I say funny stuff there sometimes at Darth Coakley, and I sometimes Twitch under the same name. I stream on Twitch. I don't just Twitch. I forgot to mention it up top because we were kind of rushing to get started, but I have been kind of sick, so my voice has been really fucked up. It's not always like this, I swear.
Fair.
Yeah, please check out District X as that goes up because I'm very excited about that one too. So, alrighty, that's it. I'm good.
All right, and we'll say our goodbyes. Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.
Bye.